Hello there, we are back with another video, and it's formerly Infinity Anakin, now just Infinity Nerd, back here with another video, and we're going to be talking about Solo, a Star Wars story. And I think it's one of the most underrated Star Wars movies, along with The Last Jedi and Attack of the Clones, and here's why. And I think Alden Ehrenreich's performance as Solo was really great, and it was a great tribute, like from Harrison Ford. It's a great step down from Harrison Ford's great character interpretation, because right before the movie came out in The Force Awakens, Han Solo died, and I guess Harrison Ford didn't really want to come back to like play any Star Wars. But obviously, they're not going to put him in for like a young Han Solo, because he's like fully old at that time during like 2015 and 2018, which is when Solo actually came out. But I think all in all, Ryan has like a very charismatic Han Solo performance, and he was a very good character, and arguably even more entertaining than the original Han Solo. I do think that the original Han Solo is very entertaining though, but I don't know. There was just Alden Ehrenreich had like more of like a youthfulness to, and I don't know. It was more modern, and it was more fun in like a modern cinema sort of way. His character would appeal to modern cinema fans more, I think, in my opinion. And I think it was a pretty cool movie. We got to see the backstory of him and Chewbacca, and how he actually got the name, the Han Solo name, when he was just like, oh, I'm just on my own. And the guy was like, oh, I'll give you the name Solo surname, because he didn't have like a surname. But it was cool getting to see him and Kira, his previous love interest, before he actually met Leia. I think it's really cool how we get to see his backstory on Corellia, and how he escaped from Corellia and joined the Imperial Academy, which was very unique, because we know that Han Solo is a good guy in the original. He ends up becoming a good guy from a smuggler, and ends up fighting against the Empire. So it's kind of interesting to see that he formerly used to work for the Empire, and he was in like, yeah, it was very cool. And we got to see the Battle of Mimban and how he was working with them. It was pretty cool, and I really liked how Chewbacca was like hidden down underneath in that punishment area, and that's how he ended up meeting him. And he was all muddy, and they had that fight, and Han Solo knew how to like he knew how to like speak his language. And then they went on the ship with Tobias Beckett, and then I think his like Gale dies, and then and they go on this like cool train sequence, and they're all fighting on the trains and stuff, and then they meet Land. Wait, they don't meet Land. It was like straight away. Like I don't remember exactly, but I think they did. Do they meet Dryden first? But Dryden's like an interesting character. He's also like the leader of Crimson Dawn, and we see him in more Shadow Lord too. I think Nando was pretty entertaining. He was played by Donald Glover, and I think that's a pretty good casting. He doesn't look exactly like him, but he has that specific vibe, and he fit him. And I think, yeah, it was a very good casting. He had that same energy. I think the castings were very good in this film, and the L3 was hilarious. And it was funny that Lando sort of had some affection for her. It's cool that he had like feelings for a droid, and that joke where Kira was like, "Oh, how does that work?" and Alfred was like, "Oh, trust me, it works." But I think there was some really good like special effects in this film, like especially during those like Millennium Falcon ship battles where they're trying to like flee from the Empire. I think those are pretty cool. And there's some funny jokes where Han Solo's like, how old are you, Chewie, or whatever? And Chewie's like 190 years old, and Han Solo's like, 190 years old? You look great. It's so hilarious, and there's some classic music in this film, some John Williams music. I think it's really cool how they integrate that in the film. And like Tobias Beckett's telling Han Solo like to like not trust anyone, and then he ends up betraying him at the end. That was pretty like cool twist at the end. He ends up betraying him, and but yeah, and Tobias Beckett, he ends up dying later, and then what was those groups of people again? I forgot. I forgot who the groups of people were, but like they ended up meeting the people with the helmets, and also yeah. So Maul shows up at the end, speaking to Kira from the Crimson Dawn, and it makes it seem like there's gonna lead into something else. And I thought that was epic. Like when I saw that back in the day, like Maul showing up at the end, that's epic with the Duel of the Fates in the background and the hologram. So Star Warsy, feels like Star Wars vibes. It's beautiful. And then I really like how the movie ends, where Han Solo's like, I got to deal with like a big shot gangster on Tatooine or whatever. So it like leads into how he was in the New Hope, where he's working with Jabba. But yeah, it's pretty entertaining film. I really love this film. I mean, okay, I don't know, okay, about love. I really enjoy it. Maybe I do love it. I haven't rewatched it in like a year or two, so I'd have to rewatch it to really decide again. But I really enjoy this film. I really think it's a really fun film and it's really underrated Star Wars film. Solo Star Wars story. Underrated because, you know, a lot of people, when it comes to the Star Wars story films that aren't a part of the actual trilogies, people love to focus and specifically on Rogue One, which is a masterpiece in my opinion. There's no doubting that Rogue One is a fucking masterpiece, but Solo a Star Wars story is an underrated gem. I really think it's a good movie, but yeah. But yeah, peace. May the force be with you. Always.